Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a huge new report. It's all about the tech trends that are going to shape 2025. And what it shows is this picture of, well, incredible promise, but also some pretty serious danger. We're really at this critical moment in time. Technology's just accelerating at a pace that is, frankly, both super exciting and, yeah, let's be real, a little bit scary. So to really get a handle on what's coming, we're going to dive deep into the Future Today Strategy Group's 2025 Tech Trends Report. This thing gives us a really clear-eyed look at the forces reshaping everything, the good and the bad. And of course, we've got to start with the one thing that's dominating every single conversation right now, AI. I mean, this is a technology that could be our greatest tool ever, but it also comes with some really profound risks. And look, let's be super clear here. This is not just hype. The actual numbers show a real economic boom happening. We're talking almost 60% of companies seeing more revenue, 42% are cutting costs, all because of AI. It's completely changing the game for how business works. But it goes way beyond just the money, right? AI is boosting what we're capable of in some truly mind-blowing ways. You've got models that can think at a PhD level on scientific problems, tools that let literally anyone make music, platforms like OpenAI's Sora that can take a simple sentence you write and turn it into a full-blown video, and, on a really human level, it can even give a voice back to someone who's lost theirs. Just incredible. And here's a great example of what that positive side looks like. This little guy is called Nuha's Teddy. It's a prototype for what child-safe AI could be. The whole idea is to build the technology from the ground up with safety built in, so kids can learn and play without being exposed to all the dangers of the open internet. So, what's the catch? Well, the report is really, really clear about this. It calls AI a dual-use technology. And what that means is for every single amazing thing it can do, there is a potential downside. And a lot of the time, it's a pretty dangerous one.
Yeah, the big takeaway here is that any tool can be turned into a weapon. State-sponsored groups are already using AI for massive disinformation campaigns. You have these sneaky tactics like data poisoning. That's where someone messes with the training data to secretly make the AI biased or unreliable. And it hits closer to home, too. It's being used for some really invasive surveillance. Get this, 74% of workers who are monitored feel pressured and stressed out. And kids, they're being tracked on the devices their schools give them. And a lot of the time, their parents have no idea.
Okay, so this whole double-edged sword thing, it gets even more intense when we shift from digital code to our own genetic code. In the world of biotech, we're not just telling computers what to do anymore, we're literally gaining the power to rewrite life itself. And the speed of change here it's just staggering. I mean, just look at this timeline. In a little over a year, we go from the very first CRISPR gene therapy getting FDA approval to brand new AI that's completely changing how we discover drugs. This stuff is moving out of the lab and into our lives at lightning speed. And the things this makes possible, I mean, they could change the world. We're talking about being on the verge of actual medical miracles, like gene editing that can target a single neuron to treat brain diseases. We're making materials like concrete that can heal its own cracks, and even designing bacteria that can clean up plastic pollution in the ocean. And we're finding new ways to make food, like dairy-free cheese, that are just way better for the planet. But you knew there was a but coming, right? All this incredible power comes with huge risks. The report puts it bluntly. This new frontier is basically a battlefield. All of a sudden, we have to worry about things like cyber biosecurity, which is just a fancy way of saying we need to protect our biological data from hackers. And we have to face the really terrifying thought of what happens if these gene editing tools fall into the wrong hands. All right, next up, let's look at where all this stuff, AI, biotech, massive computing power, starts to come together. We're talking about building completely new digital worlds, the metaverse and beyond. And these worlds are powered by new kinds of computers and run by totally new sets of rules. So a really key idea here is something called a digital twin. The easiest way to think about it is like this. It's a perfect, dynamic, digital copy of something in the real world. A jet engine, a building, even a whole city that's constantly being fed real-time data from the physical object. So what does that actually do? Well, check this out. A water company over in the UK built a digital twin of its entire sewer system. So now, when they know a big storm is coming, they can run simulations on the virtual sewer system to see exactly where it's going to flood. And then they can prevent it before a single drop of water overflows into a real street. Pretty cool, right? Now, to run these new digital worlds, you need new ways of organizing people. And that's where things like DAOs come in. That stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. So instead of thinking of a normal company with a CEO at the top, think of it more like an online community where all the rules are baked into the code, and every single member gets to vote on what happens next. The group is the boss, not one person.
And the whole idea behind them is built on three main pillars. First, transparency. Everything that happens is out in the open on the blockchain. Second, autonomy. A lot of the rules are just automated by smart contracts, which helps cut down on human bias. And third, community empowerment. The members themselves are the ones calling the shots.
So these digital worlds sound kind of great, right? What could go wrong? Well, you guessed it, just like AI and biotech, there's a serious dark side. These metaverses are designed to collect an insane amount of your personal and even biometric data. We're also seeing totally new kinds of crimes. Police in the UK are actually investigating things like virtual assaults happening between avatars. And maybe the scariest part? It could create a fractured reality, a future where there's a high-speed, amazing metaverse for the rich and a slow, second-rate version for everyone else.
So that's a lot. We're facing these incredibly powerful, really complicated technologies that are all double-edged swords. So the big question is, what do we do about it? How do we navigate this turning point we're at? Well, the report is pretty direct about this. It says this isn't just about buying the latest gadget. It's about changing your entire strategy. It basically tells leaders, hey, you need to actually understand this technology because you can't be in charge of something you don't get. It says we need to invest for the long term, not just for next quarter's profits. And maybe most importantly, it says we need to get good at strategic foresight. That means you don't just plan for the one future you hope will happen, you prepare for all the different futures that could happen. And when you boil it all down, the report's main message is really powerful. It's that the goal of all this tech shouldn't be to just escape into some virtual world. The people and companies who are really going to win are the ones who use these incredible tools to fix real problems and make our actual physical world a better place. And that really leaves us with one last massive question to think about. See, the future, it isn't just something that happens to us. It's something that we are all building together right now, with every single choice we make. So the real question is, are we building the one we actually want?